But watch out for trouble with those in between on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Harry.
Thank you. I thank you very much. And welcome to Card Shark. Nice to have you here. Thank you. You are very kind. And you continue to be very kind at home because this is our 700th show of Card Shark. Thanks to your support. We are very grateful. And not only supporting, but taking cards by sending in an opening poem is MJ Musil of Berwyn, Illinois, watching on WMAQ TV, Channel 5. Thank you, MJ. And now let's open the board and get to the cards and start number 700. And we welcome our Card Sharks, Chris Mulhern, our champion. Hello, Chris. I'm fine. What should we again remind us about you, sir?
I'm come from a great family of 13. I'm in Buffalo, New York. Great city. I got here 2 weeks ago. Love the city so far, and I'm security guard.
Now, you told me that you were looking around. Now that you're out here in Hollywood, you wanted to see movie stars. Have you seen any movie stars yet?
No, not yet. My roommates were telling me that around the corner they saw a couple from soap operas and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
I can't wait. I'm going to just stare at them, go.
Oh, okay. Well, you can afford to travel around a little bit because he's won $3,600 in cash. So it's been worth coming out here. Our challenger is Nancy Neal. Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
And again, a little reminder about you, if you will.
My name's Nancy Neal. I'm a newly registered nurse, and I'm also a student going on with my career in nursing, and also I'm a statistic. I was born on my mother's birthday and also my grandmother's birthday, and I made the front page of the Sun-Telegram at 2 hours of age.
Oh, yeah. Now, we talked about that in our last show, but we didn't talk about your career. Are you going for your master's degree as well now?
I'm going for my BS in nursing and then my master's and probably my PhD also.
Wow, good luck. And good luck here. You're up against a tough champion. You both got the cards, yes?
Yes.
Then let's pick up where we left off. We play the best 2 games out of 3. We're in the middle of game number 1. Looking at the board, Chris has moved over now with a 10. He needs 2 cards. Nancy has a 6 now as her base card. She needs 3. We pick up with question 3, and it goes to Chris. Now, I must tell you, we normally start off, a nice, normal, slow question, and we kind of build and we get into the meaty philosophical questions as the show progresses, you've probably noticed. But this time we decided we wanted to start with a strong, meaningful, philosophical question.
I got it in.
Chris, we asked 100 women drivers. Philosophical, strong, women drivers. Have you ever dented a police car? Isn't that a meaningful question, friends? How many women drivers admitted they have dented a police car?
I don't know. They say women drivers are the worst, but I don't know. My mother's a good driver. She's had her license a long time. She hasn't had any accident that's her fault. So I'm going to say that that's pretty low, It's police car. You see a police car and you say, oh, police car, drive normal. Drive. So I'm going to go with about 19.
19 out of 100.
No, can I change it?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll change that. I'll go 11.
11.
11.
11 sounds better.
Yes.
That's for the 11 kids in your family, huh?
You got it.
11 out of 100 women drivers said yes, they've dented a police car, Nancy.
No, I don't think so. The number's going to definitely be lower. I've had 2 accidents. Neither one of them been my fault. See a police car, you slow down to 55 or whatever the speed limit is, and I just got a speeding ticket, so let's not go too far on that, but it's definitely lower.
You're working on accident number 3, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yes? You say lower. If it is lower, you'll play your cards. If not, Chris will play his. Hit it right on the head. It's a $500 bonus. The actual number of women drivers who have dented a police car is 4. That's all. It's lower. I didn't even think it would be that high, as a matter of fact. Nancy has a 6. Winning the question, she can change it. A 3 is a good chance. Higher than the 3. A jack.
Lower.
Playing it lower. Oh, no, an ace is not lower. And that gives Chris a free chance to call off the 10.
I can't change it.
And you cannot change it?
I'll go lower with that
Lower
card.
than the 10. No, a king is not lower. Janice will fill in the spaces. Sudden death. Someone has to win this game on this play of the cards. Nancy, we sent our man on the street to Paris, France, where he asked 100 French married men who have a mistress. Now we're getting into the philosophical, meaningful questions. Paris, France, 100 French married men who have a mistress, and we asked those men, has your marriage actually gotten better since you took a mistress? How many French men said their marriage has gotten better since they took a mistress?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Even though it's France, I don't think a mistress would make the marriage better, especially if the wife finds out. So I'm going to say it's 45.
45 out of 100 French men said their marriage has gotten better since they took a mistress.
I'm going to say that is going to be a little higher because the Frenchmen, sometimes a change in pace really makes you realize how much you love your wife or whatever, you know? So I'm going to say that's a little higher.
Higher. People have used that excuse for years, you know, and I still don't believe it. 45 and higher, but let's see how many kidded themselves. The actual number of French men who said their marriage has gotten better since they took a mistress is 35. No, it's not higher, it's lower. 35 of them thought it was better. Sudden death, Nancy.
Oh,
you could play it, or you can pass it. Pass it. Chris, you've got to get them both to win. One mistake, the game belongs to
Okay,
Nancy.
I'm going to go lower with this card.
Lower
Come
than
on,
the 10.
come on, yeah.
Three.
Higher. Let's go, yeah.
Chris got them both, and he has game one. We'll be back with game two right after this commercial break. Game one to the champion. Set up for game two with the same two decks of cards as Janice deals out the next cards off the top of the deck. And I was kidding about questions being meaningful. I think this one is rather meaningful. And, of course, we do learn something by what people's attitudes are in our polls. I hope you enjoy some of the things we learn. Let's start this game with you, Chris. Chris, the mayor of Washington, D.C., recently spent a day working as a garbage man to see what it was like. That's a fact. So he asked 100 people, do you think it's a good idea for politicians to take ordinary jobs so they understand the working man's condition? How many people said yes, politicians should take ordinary jobs to better understand the working man?
Because I know, I'd like it if to have them know what the working man's really. He's a working man, but sometimes, you know, there's tough jobs. So I'm going to say that's a relatively high number. I'm going to go 87.
87 out of 100 people said the politicians should see how the other man works.
No,
What do you
it's
think,
higher than that. It's definitely higher than that. People think the politicians sit back and do everything and just sit in their seats and don't work at all, and I think the people think that the politicians should know what's going on in this world.
That's true. It might be the first time they actually got out and did some work, isn't it?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes.
87 and higher. The actual number of people who said politicians should take ordinary jobs to better understand the working man is 89. It is higher. Chris was very close to the $500 bonus, but it's Nancy who comes out on top with a 2.
Oh, higher.
Higher than a 2. A 4.
Oh, higher.
Risking it higher. A jack.
Lower.
Oh, she's going to risk it, and she's right. She can tie up the match, and she does. 2-4, jack, 2-4, and just like that, Nancy got control of a toughie and tied up the match. Whew. Took a chance on that jack, and it paid off. We have a tie. We set up for the tiebreaker with 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Question to you, Nancy. And Nancy, what are you... Wait a minute, what's... Janice, what are you doing to the set? In what? Why are you giggling? I mean, this is an expensive set. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
My check.
Can we set that thing down? I don't know. Let's see what we can... You don't mind. Well, I hold the... Sure, I'll sit here, hold this, so Janice can find the right spot. And just 1 second, anything you... You don't mind, do you, friend? Is that okay, Jan? Can I go back to work now? Okay. 700 shows and everything starts going downhill, right? We start the tiebreaker with you, Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 9-year-old boys, have you ever had to sock a little girl to keep her from kissing you? How many 9-year-old boys have socked a girl to keep her from kissing them?
Definitely. Oh, they always have to sock them or hit them. The little girls chase after them. That's what happens when they're that age, when they're in the school age, in that age group. I'd say 8 to 11. So definitely that number is going to be high. So I'd say 76.
76 out of 100 9-year-old boys have socked a girl.
All right, I agree with her logic. These little girls don't like to, little boys don't like to be kissed by girls until they're my age. And so I'm going to say that's a little bit higher than what...
Even higher than that?
Yeah.
The audience did not agree. They went, oh, they think you made a mistake. Let's find out. The actual number of 9-year-old boys who have socked a girl to keep her from kissing them is 32. It is lower. Nancy and the audience was right. And if I can step over here, Nancy will start off the tiebreaker with a jack.
Okay, lower.
Playing it lower. Yes, a 7.
Please.
Please on it. Didn't want to take a chance. She needs one card for the championship. We'll be right back right after this.
At Chase Manhattan Bank, we know that when it comes to credit cards, you have choice.
If you heard a loud thunk, that was my intelligent cohort Janice throwing the hammer at one of the stagehands over there. You don't throw hammers. We are in the tiebreaker with some good players, and Nancy needs just one card. And question 2 in the tiebreaker goes to you, Chris. Chris, we found 100... Oh, it's that time of year, right? Complaint departments. We found 100 department store clerks who work at the gift return desk. And we asked the clerks, has a customer ever been shocked to find just how cheap the gift was returning, the gift he was returning really was? How many clerks said a customer has been shocked to find out how cheap a gift really was?
I'm going to say that's... I've had some presents that I've returned that were really cheap.
Like what?
Like, I've had, well, when I was younger, games that miss 20 pieces, you know? The pieces aren't there. Why buy a game?
It's tough with a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to say that's, cheap, that's a relatively high number. I'm going to go with 75.
75 out of 100 clerks said a customer has been shocked to find out how cheap a gift really was.
Okay, people know how much things cost nowadays. You have to in order to stay in our economy. So that number's going to be lower. You
Lower.
know what you're getting.
That's true.
Yeah.
With our economy, one reason maybe nothing is cheap anymore.
Right,
75 and
definitely.
lower. The actual number of clerks who said a customer has been shocked to find out how cheap a gift really was is 69, just a little lower, but a very high number. Nancy, you've got a 7.
I want to change that card.
Big change. She needs one card for the championship. Oh, and she's up the middle to do it.
Okay, it's going to be lower.
Is it lower? Yes, it is! And Nancy wins the championship and goes for the big money. Chris, we have to say goodbye, but you've done very well. $3,700. That's, I think you did have a good time, and have a good time out here in Southern California. Chris Mulhern, Nancy Neal, come on down here with me, sir. Ma'am, whoever. You cut the money cards before we went in the air?
Yes, I did.
All right, we're going to get right to business, and I hope we can keep up our winning streak. I must say, since we made that rule change a while ago where on the money cards, if you get a double, you don't lose, boy, we have given away a lot of money, and we are delighted. Let's do it again. Come on, Nancy. Here we go. And Janice and Melinda will start loading in those money cards as we give you $200 of new money. 3 cards to bet as you will on the bottom line. Up to the second level, we add another $200, 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. Good luck. Remember, you don't lose on the double. Here's $200, and you can change your base card on each level if you need to, and someone's starting to applaud you to root you on. We're all rooting for you. 200 and an 8.
Oh, change that card. Change the
Must
card.
play this. You can only change it once. A
Oh,
10 is a little
okay.
better.
$50 lower.
Minimum bet, $50, lower than the 10. She's right.
Oh, okay.
Still not too
Okay,
good.
it's $50 higher.
$50 higher than a 6. Right again.
Ooh,
Still not a good
okay,
card.
$50 lower.
$50 lower than the 9. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those cards could not have been worse, but you got a lot of mileage out of them. $350, and we move up to 6 and
Sounds
give you the
good.
other
I'm gonna
$200.
change that card.
All right, let's see a good card for once
Definitely.
with $550.
Good card.
That's a good one, a 3.
Good card, okay. I'm going to say $250 lower.
200,
Higher. Oh, higher.
250,
Higher.
higher than a 3.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that funny? Your first instinct, 300.
All of it. Higher.
Let's double it, 600 higher. Yeah, and a king.
$400 lower.
$400 lower than a king. She's right.
Oh.
$1,000 with a pretty good comeback. We move up the worst card in the deck.
Change that card.
Come on, let's give a good one for
Come on.
Nancy. And the big bet.
Oh, okay.
Got to bet at least 500, Nancy.
Okay. $750 higher.
Ooh, she's opening the purse
$750.
strings. That surprises me. $750. Is she right? She's got a feeling.
Come on.
Higher.
Come on.
Yes! For $1,750. You were very conservative on the king and the 3, and then you opened up on the 5, and you were right. With the 200 in the game, $1,950, Nancy. We'll be back with Nancy Neal right after this. 2 brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Joe Imara. Hello, Joe. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Why don't you tell us about you, sir?
Well, my name is Joseph Imara. I'm originally from Nigeria. I work at USC LA County as a physician right now.
You're working now here as a doctor?
Yes, sir.
Somebody said something, maybe your internship or
Yeah, I'm doing an internship. Yeah, that's a doctor. Yeah.
Oh, that's
After 4 years of medical school.
That's super. Are you then going to go back to Nigeria? You're going to stay here and practice medicine?
Yeah, I think I would like to go back to Nigeria. I think they need more doctors there, and I would like to go back to Nigeria.
Well, that's wonderful. That's very nice, Joe. And we're happy to have you here with us. Glad you could spare some time because I know an intern is a busy man.
Thank you.
You cut the cards?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. We'll start off with a question to Nancy, the champion. Nancy, we asked 100 Sunday school teachers, if a married man propositions another woman, is he just as guilty of cheating as a married man who goes out and actually does have an affair? How many Sunday school teachers said yes, a married man who only propositions a woman is just as guilty as a man who actually cheats?
Okay, well, I went to Sunday school all along, so I'd say that number's going to be high. Definitely, morals are very strong, and that number is just going to be high. I'd say it's going to be 79.
79 out of 100 felt that the proposition was just as bad as actually doing it.
No, I disagree. I think that number is going to be lower because when you proposition, sometimes you don't mean it. It might just be flirting, and I'm sure those women, they know that sometimes people like to flirt, and even if you don't mean it. So I would say it's lower than
You
that.
say lower?
Yeah.
That's true. You could lust in your heart. No, that was another fellow. 79 and lower. The actual number of Sunday school teachers who said a married man who propositions a woman is just as guilty as a man who actually cheats is 81. Wow! Not lower. It is even higher. That is a surprise. Nancy, a 2.
Oh, I'll keep that card and say it's higher.
Higher than a 2. A 9. Your middle card, Nancy, 81. Gee, might as well go through. No, and that Joe. Joe, we found 100 Russian immigrants. These are all people who have recently left the Soviet Union to move to the United States. And we asked them, after you applied for an exit visa from the Soviet Union, were you fired from your job? How many Russian immigrants said yes, after they applied for a visa, they were fired from their job?
Well, I know the number is going to be fairly high. I'm an immigrant myself. I have a permanent residence card after coming here from Nigeria. But we don't have communist type of government in my country. But I think in Russia, they're very strict on that. They don't want people to leave the country. So I think it's going to be about 65.
65 out of 100 said they lost their job when they
No,
applied.
that number's higher. That number's higher. We've heard all about the communist nations and how they can't get out and so on. So anybody tries to get out, I'm sure that they would fire them.
So you say higher?
Definitely higher.
The actual number of Russian immigrants who said after they applied for a visa they were fired from their job is 70. It is definitely higher. Nancy, you're right. Nancy with a 9.
Change that card.
And she keeps winning. She can keep changing it. A 6 is a good
Okay,
change.
it's going to be higher.
Higher than a 6. An 8.
Please.
Again, the cards aren't so good, but she's getting control of those questions. We'll see if she can continue to do that after this. That is all the time we have for now. We'll finish this match on our next show. And I was kidding about things falling down. Things are far from falling down. We have now done 700 shows. This is our 701st. And the people with Goodson Todman and the people at NBC continue to show great support and enthusiasm, and they are terrific. I hope for another 7,000. We'll see you next time on Card Charts.
Hi there, I'm Todd Newton from Hollywood Showdown, the game show with the box office that actually pays you for a change. Hollywood Showdown is next, right here on Game Show Network.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.